again. This is Stephen Welsh, President of the International Chiropractors Association, with your daily message for Wednesday, May 20th. I hope you enjoyed the visit with my wife's cousin yesterday. Today, I'd like to share some viewpoints of individuals that are not only experts, but also are presenting information that can help reassure you that, as the ICA has been saying for the past 6 weeks, there is no need for panic. So let me introduce you to John Ioannidis, professor of medicine who specializes in epidemiology and population health. And he is also the co-director of the Meta Research Innovation Center at Stanford. He has some very interesting views on evidence-based medicine.
I'm John Ioannidis. I'm a professor of medicine and of epidemiology and population health at Stanford University. I'm one of the two co-directors of the Meta Research Innovation Center at Stanford, or METRICS. And we know now that there's a very strong age gradient. People who are older have a higher risk. People who are young have a much lower risk. Children, especially young children, practically have zero or entirely negligible risk. The majority of people who are infected in the community probably would not even notice, or would just feel that they have a common cold or something very minor. The age and gender adjusted infection fatality rate in a US population would be much, much lower than 1%. It may be 0.1, 0.2% every year. You have on top of that a very acute situation, a situation of perceived crisis. A situation of crisis, you have media following every step and every second what is going on with every patient, with every single death. We are falling into a trap of sensationalism. We're trying to make sensational comments about every single death that is happening. Many of these people probably would have had very limited life expectancy in the absence of that infection. And it still remains to be decided how many of these infections are deaths with SARS-CoV-2 versus deaths by SARS-CoV-2. I think that we should try not to panic. We should do our best. We should try to protect also our medical personnel. We don't want them to be infected. We don't want them to, of course, get sick from that. And we also want them to be available for fighting that battle. But just describing single cases one at a time with screams of horror is not something that helps. I think that that panic component and that overemphasis of media attention is probably making things worse. We do want to sensitize people to follow instructions, to try to keep the public health measures, to shelter in place if they have sheltered in place, but we don't want to get them scared. We don't want them to get into panic. This doesn't really help. I think that we need to be patient and not panic and not reach for foregone conclusions at this stage. There's a lot that we have to learn, and I think that there's a very high chance that we are exaggerating. As we discussed, many of the features of this pandemic, of course, are serious, but I think that the estimates are exaggerated. And I think that there's a risk of really making some fundamental decisions about the structure of our civilization, of our society, of our future that may not be appropriate.
Hello again. I hope you enjoyed that interview, but I do have a concern. As I prepared, the summary and the excerpts from that hour-long interview, I intended to provide a link to YouTube for the original 1-hour interview, so that anybody that had a sense that what was delivered in that message was out of context, I could refer them to the original 1-hour interview so that they could watch the whole hour and see for themselves. But unfortunately, when I went to create that link, what did I discover? It's been taken down for violating some kind of policy of YouTube. In other words, Dr. Ioannidis' message is being censored because apparently his message is not consistent, with the messaging of those researchers, those doctors, those policymakers that seem to have an agenda. And when one gives messages that are not consistent with that agenda, then one will find themselves being attacked. They'll find themselves being censored. They'll find themselves being taken down. So we'll see what happens. Okay, and let's just say very recently, a small group of folks in the chiropractic profession, academics, researchers, that obviously have an agenda, have published a paper attacking the ICA. And obviously, they don't like our messaging, which is not consistent with the message that they want to deliver. So anyway, I just wanted to have the opportunity to let you know that the ICA is intending to deliver to you the truth. And as we said in my theme song yesterday, never surrender. Because this video has been taken down from YouTube, the 1 hour full interview, the ICA has made arrangements to upload that on our server. So anybody that has the sense that the message from Dr. Ioannidis was taken out of context by taking those small clips and stringing them together, please click on the link and watch the full hour. It's quite enlightening. He had a lot to say, and this was in late March. I hope you enjoyed today's message. I hope you've enjoyed. And by the way, I have been getting feedback from chiropractors around the world who are resonating with the message of the ICA and who are saying, I'm looking forward to your daily messages. It's refreshing. Please keep up the good work. And so for all of you who have reached out, I thank you. And the ICA is here for you so you can help your patients. Let's just say thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I will continue to carry on. Have a great day.